What's a good wage in England? 100 grand a year?
100 grand, yeah.
100 grand a year, good wage, yeah? What's that, on 100 grand, what are you paying, 40 or 50% tax?
Probably about 40%.
Okay, so let's say you're getting 60 grand a year. Let's imagine you're earning 100 grand a year. You're successful inside of the matrix. You're a successful slave. You make 60 grand a year. Let's imagine you can live for free, eat for free, you walk to work, you never buy clothes. Let's imagine you save 100% of your money, 60 grand each year. I don't want to do the math off the top of my head, but my Bugatti was 5.2. What is that? Is that like 90 years? That's a lifetime of slave work without spending a penny ever once. To by the time you're geriatric and can't function, you might be able to buy one of my 30 cars. If that does not tell you the matrix must be cracked and there's other ways to make money.
You got 24 hours in a day. 8 hours you sleep, right? And most people work a 9 to 5. So 8 hours you working. 16 hours. Okay, so we had 16 hours. We got breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So we had 19? It take you an hour to get ready. So we had 20 hours. So I cannot spend, you guys cannot spend 4 hours going to about, oh, they lying. Oh, I like this photo. Oh, they fake it. Sending photos to other people. Y'all got to get focused. I'm where I'm at because I'm focused. Tunnel vision. I'm focused on what I got to do. Y'all got to have a game plan.
Buying a house all with cash to me is ridiculous.
If you gave me 700 grand and said, hey, go buy a house with it, I'd be like, do you want to give me the 700? I'll do whatever I want with it. If you gave me a house worth 700, I'd sell it for 600 the same day, get my 600, and I'm going to take my 600 and I'm going to go buy $2.4 million worth of real estate that pays the debt down in 30 years, and it'll probably be worth $7 or $8 or $9 or $10 million. I'm not going to even be around 30 years from now. My kids wake up 30 years from now and they got a $10 million piece of property paid for that's paying $3,000 or $4,000 a month or $5,000 a month. No telling what the rent's going to be in 30 years.
The other thing the poor don't understand is the number one expense for most people is taxes.
Well, the reason the rich don't work for money is number one expense is tax. See, there's three kinds of income: earned, portfolio, passive. So earned income is if I get a job, that's earned income. If I'm a doctor or a programmer, that's earned income because I'm working for it. If I buy, let's say, Apple for $10 and I sell it for $20, that's portfolio income, capital gains.
Yeah.
But passive income, which is cash flow, is never taxed. And so these guys are screaming right now in America, tax the rich. I said, good luck. Because most of the guys complaining, they don't know there's three kinds of income. And the rich don't have jobs anyway. They have assets.
Your parents say just work hard, save your money, put it in a savings account, and then get a mortgage, and then you can pay off the house. All garbage. That stuff doesn't work anymore. If you actually try and make money by just putting money in a savings account and getting a mortgage and paying off the mortgage, you're going to be broke until you're 60. Don't buy a house. Rent a house. They're like, oh, but isn't that wasting money? No, what's wasting money is buying a house, giving huge interest rates to a bank, and then tying yourself to one geographical location. If the money's residing in Japan, I can go to Japan. If I need to go to Singapore, I can go to Singapore. Wherever I'm going to get paid, I can go, and I'll just rent. Boom, boom, boom. Buying a house is foolish.
If you can do this, I guarantee you'll be rich. You need to get your income not to what pays your bills, but to where you can save 40% of your gross income is saved. This is way more difficult than that. If you can do this, you will get that. So watch what happens. If you make $10,000 a month and you want to save 40,000 of it, you would pay yourself first. So look, if you'll pay the freaking IRS $4 grand of 10, you need to figure out how to pay yourself $4 grand. What's the problem here? You got to live on 2. That's why when I was 35 years old, no one knew that I was a millionaire. Nothing had changed. I was still running with shit shoes. Nobody saw. I didn't have fancy cars. I'm driving a Camry with $1 million in the bank.
I gotta ask you, like, if you were starting over from scratch today, 16-year-old Iman in 2022, how would you do it?
I mean, look, 90% of it is the basics. You know, for me, half of the game is just stop smoking pot, stop drinking, stop hanging out with the same friends that you used to hang out with. Like, business really is just a reflection of your personal life. You can't have like a chaotic mind and have a flourishing business, so you gotta fix everything that's in here first. I was meditating, I was exercising. I've always been so picky with the friends I have. People can't focus these days. You know, most people can't sit down at their desk and just focus for 1 hour. And if that's too daunting for you, then like, cool, you're never gonna build anything.
Yeah, definitely.
The other day, I got a message on Instagram, and it was from a young 17-year-old, and he said, "I'll do anything. I want to be mafia like you. Can we work together?" So I replied to him and said, I gave him a job, I gave him a task. I said I wanted 100 emails for 100 days to tell me why he would be a good member of my mafia. That was the task I gave him. I got 6 emails, and that was it. He said he'd do anything to be in the mafia. I didn't even ask him to shoot nobody. All he had to do was send me emails, and he didn't do it. Because everybody wants the success, everybody likes the idea of being something, but no one wants to do the work. I'd go to bed at night as a teenager. I looked it up on the internet. It was a Honda Civic Type R. I wanted one. It was like 38,000 pounds. I had no money. It was less than 50 pounds in my bank account. Couldn't afford it. Then I looked up how much a Ferrari cost. 210,000 pounds. And I said, Tristan, there are people with 210,000 pounds for a car. And he's like, yes, so? I'm like, no, not so. How? If I worked my job for 6 years and saved every penny, if I walked to work and didn't eat, I couldn't buy this car. How are people doing this? I couldn't sleep at night when I was broke.
The number one thing that you can do as a man is just to get your life in order. Just be the strongest, most honorable, best version of yourself. Don't be a bad person. Be a good person. Tell the truth. Be honorable. Protect the people that you care about. Be polite to everybody. Make as much money as you can. Go to the gym. Get in good shape. Find other guys who are on the same mission as you. That's what you need to do. And by doing that in and of itself, you're automatically going to be a beacon of resistance. Even if you don't do anything or say anything, just being a person who has his life in order, who's not struggling within his own mind, who's not depressed, who's not sad, who has other people on the same mission, same path as him, that's going to make you a beacon of resistance.
When I say money isn't real, I'll give you an example. Before I was too famous to walk the street, every time I walked past an ATM, I would get out as much as I could. I'd get the maximum cash. I was with a girl a couple years ago. She goes, why do you do that? And I said, because it's free money. She goes, why is it free money? I was like, because if my bank balance is 17,184,938, and I go get 900 quid out, and it's 17,932,914, I don't know the math. It looks the same. It's the same. But I have 900 pounds now. I can waste it. So the money's free. And the point, even though obviously it's not free, the number's been reduced, but it doesn't affect the number. It looks the same. Mm-hmm. So you get to a point where money has no value at all. It's not real. So if someone goes to me, there's a new Ferrari, do you want it? And I think, do I want it? Maybe. I might one day look at it and go, that's nice. That's worth 500 grand to me. To just look at it and go, it's a nice car. On the drive for me. That's